I'm going to show you a delicious recipe. It's a steak sandwich with a chili butter. So I have a beautiful display of Irish beef here and different cuts. We have the sirloin beef here. We have the ribeye, which is a favourite cut of mine. So it is. And this beautiful marbling, which gives it lovely flavour and keeps the meat lovely and moist. We have the strip loin, which I'm going to cook in a moment. And then one of the most expensive cuts, but a beautiful cut too, is the fillet of beef. And of course, when you're buying Irish beef, it's so beautiful and full of flavour, and it's grass-fed. So you're looking for the Borbia quality mark at your local butcher counter. First thing we're going to do is just lift up our strip loin and place it in a little dish. We're going to arrange it just with a little sprinkle of balsamic vinegar, just over that. Roughly about 2 teaspoonfuls. And then some olive oil. So drizzle that over. Now, so a good sprinkle of that. So we have some red pepper. I'm going to show you now how to prepare this, and some red onion. And you can use any kind of vegetables, whatever's in season. So peel the red onion, just cut it in half. And I'm using a good big chef's knife for this. Hold it flat and then cut it into wedges. And then they're going to go into the dishes. So 3 little wedges of the red onion, which is cut in half. And just take your time when you're doing this. Keep the flat of the onion on the board. So that goes into our dish there. Then for our red pepper, we're going to cut this into little slices, keep it flat, just simply sprinkle out the seeds, and then we're going to cut these again into little wedges. So the beauty about this dish is that it's all going to be cooked in the one pan. That's the secret to this recipe. So we're going to arrange this, and then the most important thing about it in the kitchen, tidy up after yourself. So just say goodbye to them, they can go into the bin. Now, good pinch of salt, and then some black pepper in this. And I just need a little drizzle more oil, and then we're going to mix everything together. And that. So the balsamic vinegar will give a lovely richness to it. It's a beautiful vinegar. It's a favourite of mine. So just give everything a little toss. That's very important when you're cooking these steaks, that you bring them to room temperature. That's really, really important. So just to recap, I have the strip loin of beef, a red onion and red peppers. When you're cooking on a griddle pan, have the pan really, really hot. This has been heating for the last 10 minutes on a really high heat. That's what you want to hear. Look at the smoke there, and you have the griddle pan really hot, no oil on the pan. Then we're going to arrange some of the peppers, not all of them, and the red onion to the side. Now there's no need to put any oil in the pan because you already have oil in the steak with the balsamic vinegar. So you sear it in very, very quickly. A little bit more red onion. I love the red onion, it's lovely and sweet. The griddle pan is like a barbecue. You can put the meat and the vegetables together. You normally wouldn't do that. So it's a wonderful way of cooking it. It's a fast way and really suits the strip loin of beef. While that's on cooking, I'm going to prepare the chili butter. So we have some butter at room temperature, some chili which is finely diced, and a good tip for you with chilies is wear gloves because sometimes it can irritate the skin. So I'm going to scrape this in here. Now if you don't like chilies, you can use sun-dried tomatoes or garlic, other kind of flavourings. Some chopped flat leaf parsley, and then a little squeeze of lemon juice in this. This is a really nice flavoured butter. Squeeze it in. Now it's important when you're cooking the steak that you don't be tempted to turn the steak too much. It's obviously going to stick a little bit, and that's because the moisture of the meat. So just let that cook, really nice high heat, and we'll cook that for about 4 to 5 minutes. Combine all the butter with the lemon juice and the chilli and the parsley. Lovely colour also from the chilies and the parsley. Now, you're left with a lovely colourful butter like that. So what I usually do is get the butter, get a little sheet of parchment paper or greaseproof paper and wrap it. And the beauty about this butter is that this will keep in your fridge, absolutely no problem, for up to 2 weeks, or also in the freezer. So the whole thing is preparation. And this butter is beautiful with any kind of grilled meat, even with baked potatoes or fish too. It's absolutely delicious. So back onto our steak. It's looking good. We're going to turn it over. That looks lovely. And turn your vegetables. So using the tongs, you just got to be careful. Now, we're going to cook this nice and pink. And a good tip, I'll tell you, a good tip for you when you're cooking the beef. Using your thumb and your index finger, press underneath your thumb. So that's rare, it's lovely and soft. Your next finger, medium, still nice and soft. Then move on to your next finger and it's medium well, so it's firm enough a little bit, and your last finger is well done. So when you press underneath your thumb, it should feel nice and soft. That's exactly what I'm looking for the steak. So we're pressing the meat. It feels really nice and soft. So I'm going to give that about another 2 minutes there on the griddle pan. The most important thing about this dish is not to pierce the meat with a knife and like that. You want to keep all the juices there, and don't be tempted to turn it too much either. You sear it really, really hot for a good 2 to 3 minutes on one side and then turn it over. So just press the center. That feels nice and soft. I'm going to lift it off and we're going to leave it to rest and just finish off the vegetables. Cover it with some foil so it'll keep it moist. Now this is very important when you're cooking any kind of meat. Just let it rest. Even as hungry as you might be, you know, because if you cut into this now, all the juices will run out. So just let that sit there. What I'm going to do now is cut the butter. So this is one that we've already made in the fridge, so it's nice and firm. And just simply cut it with a big knife. 2 or 3 slices. And there'll be a lovely bit of a kick from the chili. It'll work really well. We have some bread, which is the ciabatta bread. We crisp that up in the oven. And then just with a serrated edge knife, we're going to cut this in half here. So this would make a lovely lunch or even supper, anything like that. It's delicious. Now, so that's the ciabatta there. Arrange this here. Now for the salad. We've washed the salad, some damp tissue on top. That just stops it from wilting. Wilting just means that it just gets a little bit limp. So you want it nice and fresh and crisp. So that's a good tip for you. A little bit of dressing, just some olive oil, a little bit of white wine vinegar, and a little bit of Dijon mustard in that. And just toss the salad. So this is going to be the base of the sandwich here. We're going to get our vegetables next and arrange that lovely colour from the red onion, the red peppers, and the lovely grill effect just on the grill pan. And then for our centrepiece, our steak here, which we've leave to rest just for about 2 or 3 minutes on all this lovely juices here. Just using the tongs, arrange that on top. Don't forget all these gorgeous juices. Drizzle that over. And then the last thing is the butter. 3 slices, arrange them on top. And that is a delicious steak sandwich with a chili butter. Enjoy. Check out the full recipe on boardbia.ie. For a special occasion, try this fillet steak, which I've served here with a blue cheese and chive butter, and some sauteed potatoes and a crisp green salad. Remember, for peace of mind, look out for the Board Bia quality mark when shopping.